Thousands of Roblox games are blowing up on a weekly basis at this point, making developers hundreds to thousands to even millions of dollars. I mean, look at Fish. This game has only been around for 2 to 3-ish months now, and it's now one of the top 3 Roblox games on the whole platform, making millions of dollars every single week. That begs the question, can I make a popular Roblox game? I don't know. I mean, I already have some small Roblox games under my belt, but today I've decided to challenge myself to make a game under 24 hours that will trump every player account I've had before. Now, will I succeed in this challenge? Listen, I haven't done the challenge yet as I'm recording this section, so I low-key don't know. But you know what they say, guys. You miss 75, or you miss 100% of the shots that... But first, we need to lay down some ground rules, because the 24-hour timer is only for making the game itself, which basically means that by the end of this 24-hour period, I must have a fully functional and releasable game. After those 24 hours, though, I will give myself the chance to patch bugs in the game, and that is it. And if the game gets some traction along the lines, I will then grant myself permission to update the game further, but obviously that's only until it starts to see some sort of player count. But now, with all those rules in place, I got started. So for the first hour, it was just brainstorming time because I didn't really have a game idea yet. But all I knew is that I wanted my game to be simple, unique, and funny. So after some brainstorming, I had the best idea in the world. Poop flinging gorilla obby. Yeah, I mean, you probably clicked on this video with like high expectations. You probably thought I was gonna like reinvent the wheel or something, but no. It's poop flinging gorilla obby, okay? I'm sorry. But honestly, this idea, as stupid as it is kind of genius. Because listen, obbies on Roblox have always been popular, but there's been a new wave this year of obbies that are just funny and stupid and dumb. I personally really love that genre of game. So I decided to copy them and make my game kind of like that with, you know, a funny mechanic where you fling poop, I guess. So I opened Studio and I got to work. Yeah, so I completely lost track of time. 3 hours passed, and I basically had a lot of things done, all right? You thought I was going to say I had nothing done in 3 hours. You're silly. Because now, if you go into my game, you can throw poop on walls and jump on it. Yep, it's genius. It's amazing. It's great. No, honestly, I was starting to feel like this challenge was going to be a piece of cake, bro. If I had all of this done already in 3 hours, 24 hours, I should probably have, like, the biggest game on Roblox, okay? Okay, so I may have taken a little break and then worked for like 2 hours, but during those 2 hours of work, I made around 15 stages for the game, which is not that bad, to be honest. All right, welcome to hour 8. I made a lot of progress since the last check-in because, I mean, it's been like 3 hours, but to be honest, I took a pretty large break during it, so. But at least in that time where I was not taking a break, I got a lot done. So I added like a little tutorial image, you know, for newbie players that don't really understand how the game works, which is literally everybody that plays this game because they've never played it before. I then just added even more like filler stages that are like, you know, colorful and cool. Added one of these 3 paths ones. Added this really big tower stage, which is fine. None of these really use the mechanic, but I mean, that's not really required. This is just like a warm-up area of the game, to be honest. Keeps going, and then it gets to this stage where it kind of teaches you how to scale walls, but not really. There's just an up arrow, but I feel like at this point, if you have a brain in your head, you should be able to get it by this stage, right? Then I added this stage because you jump down here, you land on this. And this stage is stolen from a different game. And then we get to another hard stage, I'd say, where you have to use the mechanic in this game to scale this wall diagonally, which is pretty tough. But if you can make it past this stage, you can definitely do the rest of the game, I'd say. Yeah, that's the hour 8 update. And I'm getting really bored and lazy, to be honest. I mean, with the main mechanic already done, all I really needed to do was build stages at this point, right? Hour 10. Yeah, 2 hours later after the last segment. And let me just say one thing. I'm losing my mind, or I was at least when I was developing the game. And it got to the point where I literally just needed to stop. I mean, I had 14 hours left in the challenge. I was pretty comfortable with my time, but man, I did not want to have Roblox Studio open on my computer anymore. All right, this is probably my last check-in for the day. It's hour 9? Yes, hour 9.5. Okay. And I don't remember what I left off at. I think it was this hill. And in that hour, I've only added this stage and then this stage and then also these 2 stages, which I think this stage is the best. This one's very fun. And it is also stolen from another game that I don't know. At this point, I've kind of went from like, oh yeah, I'm going to make this obby like, you know, very easy for, you know, newcomers to play. And now I'm kind of just getting sick of it and bored. So I'm starting to add like really, really hard obstacles obstacles now, which is not going to be good for my playtime. After adding a couple more stages, I decided it was time to sleep. Now, this is a risky move because I am allowed to sleep during this challenge, but every hour I'm asleep still counts. Therefore, I'm wasting 8+ hours of my challenge just to sleep when I probably didn't even need to. So that's what I did. It's hour 22. I went to sleep, I took a 3-hour break, and now I don't think I have enough time to finish. I mean, like, the game is done. Basically, all I need to really do is build and add skins. Listen, you'll see what the skins are in a second. I mean, it sounds silly, but you'll see. But yeah, honestly, the game is like, I don't know. I don't know if I can do this in 2 hours. This is kind of getting a bit close, but realistically, all I need to do is build. So that's not that hard. That's not that hard, okay? Oh man, 2 hours. That's bad. That's rough. So yeah. I woke up with 2 hours left on the clock. To say I was not anxious would be a complete lie. I mean, the whole time, I was just thinking about all the time I wasted, all of the breaks I took, the sleep I took. I did not need any of that. And now I am suffering because of it. Because now I am under the craziest time crunch known to man. But you know what they say? Most people perform their best under pressure. I don't think they say that, but I think that applies to me at least. Oh, it's the final home stretch. There's officially 7 minutes left, and I don't think I got as much done as I wanted, but the game is in a functional state. I think it's in a releasable state. Okay, let me show you. So here's the game. It's basically done. You know, the mechanic works. There's 28 stages so far. I wish I added more, but you know, I got skip stage working. I got muting music working. I got no shop. There's no shop, but there is winnable skins, which is pretty cool. You know, you can get blue or you can get gold. These are gonna have certain requirements to get when the game's fully out. I'm gonna implement that in the next 5 minutes. But yeah, that's what's going on. It's almost done. It's almost done. So that was it. In 24 hours and 2 minutes, I'll be honest, I took a little bit longer than I should have. I had a fully working and finished, well, not finished, but working gorilla poop obby, guys. Genius. But now it begs the question, does this game have what it takes to become a popular game? Well, to figure that out, I had to run ads for the game. You see, I was going to use this video right here to promote the game, but I felt like that would be an inconclusive and kind of lame ending to the video, so I put out ads myself and wasted around 40,000 Robux. With day 1 of my ads running, really not giving me much. I think I was literally averaging like 1 to 3 players average on the game, which is so low, but honestly, the game isn't that great, so I didn't really expect much. And for the next week after my ad campaign, I started to think that the game was done. It was averaging 1 to 5 players on average, and the only reason it was even getting those players is because I was running 30,000 Robux worth of ads. And at this point, I kind of lost hope. I started working on this video just expecting the ending of the video to be disappointing. I would have to get on a stage and say, guys, my game flopped. But something happened. On the 27th of December of 2024, 6 days after I started running ads, I started to notice that my player count was slowly rising. I was averaging around 30 players average, which was a lot higher than my 1 to 5 player count it was at before. Instantly, I started to get hyped. I started adding some more things to the game to kind of help the statistics, and I just prayed that this would be my ticket. Maybe the little game passes I added to the game would make it explode in popularity. But sadly, 5 days after this rise in player counts, it kind of felt like false hope because the game was right back down to 3 to 5 average players. I honestly didn't know what to do at this point. I felt like a complete and utter failure. Even though the game was trash and I didn't expect it to do well anyways, it getting absolutely zero attention was just kind of disappointing. So I tried one last thing to save the game. I changed the thumbnail to this. And with that, I waited a couple more days, and surprisingly, something else happened. On January 9th, my ads officially ended for my game. Therefore, nobody was seeing my game through the sponsored section. And you would think, if the game was averaging 1 to 3 players with hundreds of ads being placed on people's screens, without ads, it's probably going to sit at 0. Well, what if I told you that for some reason, it went up to 7 average players? Not that big of a difference, but considering there was no more ads running, this was a huge difference. And throughout that day, it would slowly climb up to around 10 average players per day until the 9th. Because on the 9th, for no specific reason, the game launched all the way up to 66 concurrent users. I did not run any extra ads. I didn't do anything different. I literally gave up on the game for the past 4 days. And for some reason, I guess Roblox just gave it a chance. Because every single day past January 9th, the game would grow more and more in players, with it having 100 players on January 10th. And it went up to 300 players on January 11th, all the way up to 500 players on January 15th, completely destroying my previous most popular Roblox game. And as of today, January 18th, me recording this part of the video, it reached an all-time high of 800 Roblox players. It honestly seems like a joke. It's a game about a monkey that flings poop, dude. And it somehow has 800 players. Now, the like ratio isn't the best, but it's a very hard hobby. I mean, I guess it's kind of expected. But either way, I think this experiment worked. I am so surprised. If you guys want to go play the game, it'll be in the pinned comment.